No, that won't work.
You are really important.
So we better vote how we vote.
But even more tonight.
But especially important. Important.
All right, let's call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Teresa, please take the roll.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Kill.
Here.
Carlson.
Here.
Bowen.
Here.
Mattson. Here. And Horacek and Schilling are absent with notice.
All right, do we, can I ask for that change on the, Todd Lowe called and asked that we move his request for the Hartford area fire and rescue to the next meeting, so when we approve or ask for approval of the agenda, I would like that noted that we are going to move that line item to the next meeting.
Motion to approve the agenda with the exclusion of the Hartford Area Fire and Rescue request for 2026 budget allocation.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
All right, we have no checks, right, Karen?
No checks.
Public comment, you're here for something else, so we
The
will...
minutes.
Back up to approve
Yeah,
the minutes. from-
Oh, listen, nah.
He is.
How about
He is trying to
the,
make up time.
Motion to approve the minutes of our previous meeting, regular council meeting, 4/21/2026.
thank you, Travis. Any discussion? I'm off my game.
Hey, no worries.
If not, we'll vote. Keel?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
All right, now I can ask you, Karen, any bells?
No bills.
Okay. The public comment we already discussed. We're past 7:05, right on it. That's a good thing. We're starting a little late. We're right up to our hearing time. How's that sound? First item up tonight is to approve the 2026-2027 malt beverage licenses. They are in your packet. The only thing of note is that the GOAT is not renewing theirs because they don't have enough off sale to justify retaining that license. We've had no issues in the last year. And the rest of the information is in the packet. Any action on those?
Motion to approve the malt beverage licenses as listed for 2026-27.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
All right, we will move on to reports. First up, deputies, and we got double duty tonight. We got Jonah, and as we're gonna quit calling him new guy,
Yeah. You want me to go first?
you can introduce yourself. Yeah, that'd be great.
My name is Deputy Alex Wall. Been with the Sheriff's Office for 4.5 years now. Like I said, I've done 4 years in Minnesota prior to this. And I'll be starting here beginning of June, hopefully. So
Yep.
happy to get started and be on day shift.
You bet.
You working nights?
I've been on nights for 4.5 years.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yep.
yeah. Well, good.
That's it.
Jonah's done a great job. We've had a good track record of deputies from the department, so we look forward to having you here. And like I said, I told you earlier, when you see the blue truck swerving at you, it's me.
Absolutely. Well, it's very nice to meet you guys.
You bet. All right, Jonah, run through your,
Alrighty, so April was taken through April 1st to April 30th. Total calls for service were 307 calls, which was an increase of 78 from last month. There were 6 accidents, which was a decrease of 1 from last month. All those accidents were without injuries. There were 4 assaults or domestic violence. Calls for service, which was an increase of 2. 12 check well-beings, which saw an increase of 5 from last month, or 7 arrests. 28 case reports, which was an increase of 6, 19 citations, and 56 traffic stops.
does that, when I was looking through this, Jonah, is that 56, does that number stay pretty consistent month in? I should look back.
This one, sometimes, depending on how, weather-wise, how crummy of a month it was. But
I like being
I mean,
all go
that
up in the summer.
50s is probably
In the, right where it runs. Little more chatter this week on the dirt bikes and stuff down off of
I
Mickelson.
think I got one of them taken care of, so.
Okay,
Where do we
okay.
text the videos to? To you?
Yeah, yeah,
We'll get the deputies' contact info. Then-
yeah. I
perfect.
sent him quite a few when we were on our way here, so.
Sweet.
And then I sent his number to Teresa. and-
We got it, so I'll
Yeah.
get it out to you.
Yeah.
All right, sounds great.
Yeah. Just, I know you guys are aware of that, but we just gotta keep an eye on that. And as the school gets out, the scooter deal's just gonna go crazy, so
Yeah.
we just gotta keep on top of that. I just don't wanna see somebody get hurt. So. All right, any questions for the deputy?
I see a lot of signs for it. Is it Phillips?
Mhm.
Seems to be running in the lead, or?
I think he's it, isn't he? Did the other guy,
I think the other guy got his petitions in.
did he? Okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't really confirmed it, but I know that someone said they checked his website and it was still up, so.
Yeah,
Okay,
there is so there's two people on the ballot.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, ready.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you gonna be your one more meeting, or is this your tailgate?
We'll see.
Your tailgate for us? So-
Depends, I guess I didn't even look what the first Tuesday of next month is, but we'll see. I don't
Like
know.
the 3rd or 4th of June or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think the people that are going through field training for patrol, we're just short on patrol, that's kind of what the hangup is.
Yeah,
Once, we got 2 going through field training, and I think they're done like the 5th of June, so I think it'll probably be either, what day of the week is the 5th?
Friday.
yeah.
Friday, so it'll probably be.
First
that
meeting must be
following
like the
Monday.
2nd, right? First Tuesday is the 2nd of June. Or first Tuesday is the 2nd of June,
Yeah,
yeah.
Friday's the 5th.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'd guess
All right.
probably that following.
you'll be here, okay. Well, if we see you one more time, then we can give you a send-off or something.
There we go.
All right.
Alrighty.
Good enough, thanks.
See you guys.
Good meeting you, Alex.
Yep, you too, thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
All right. Let's move over to the most exciting time of the evening, the city engineer report. Mr. Michael, what do you got for us?
Good evening, everyone. On the general engineering side, continue to review site plans and plats for the various developments throughout town, and continue to work on that stormwater management, private stormwater management memo, following some staff input last week. So I anticipate having that for the next couple of weeks, just with some ideas, options, potentially path forward there. Moving on to project status updates. Water resource recovery facility punch list activities continue. A few odds and ends really at this point, continuing to meet as necessary to maintain focus to get those items knocked off the list. Moving on to the Mickelson shared use path, 60% plans have been provided to city staff as well as opinion of probable cost. Continue to work with the state there as part of that. The grant process will be submitting some environmental docs, SHPO, State Historical Preservation Office documents, and related items just as part of that funding to keep that one moving forward. Moving on to the Kelly Avenue drainage study, following the meeting with residents prior to the previous council meeting, took their feedback, looked at some various cross sections, both trying to incorporate standard elements and non-standard elements. Have a few that we've talked about within ISG, working on some visualizations for those cross sections within the neighborhood, just to give a scale of what that looks like actually on the street. Working through revising that now and plan to discuss that with Teresa and Craig at our next meeting, and then following any input from them, bring that to you for discussion, and then follow a meeting with those residents. So that is all I had on the report side. Happy to answer any questions that you may have.
What's going on out on Western with trying to get the grass? I see there have been some emails regarding
Yeah,
grass
so
along the...
I had been with the weather kind of being so up and down.
Yep.
I was kind of waiting until it was getting consistent. I did send an email out to the contractor yesterday to get those areas seeded.
Okay.
And in that same vein, I did send an email to Zacharias for Swenson Park. That grass just hasn't come back, so, and
Okay.
it's the same subcontractor for seeding, so I'd anticipate they'd get both of those done at the same time.
Okay.
For that reseeding. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I kind of paid attention, I was out to Coffee Cup and I kind of paid attention after I seen that email come across. It is rough out there, both sides of the road,
Yep.
so.
Seems like there's always a problem with this grass.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, there's just no way around it.
Bad seed or what's going
Yeah.
on.
It's
That-
something,
that
yeah.
last 2-3 years has been terrible.
Yeah.
That section south, I mean, the north section, North Oakville's come back incredibly well. Right, but they also seeded that, I want to say in July, so it
Yeah.
had time to grow and establish, whereas the stuff on the south, I want to say was seeded in October.
Yeah.
So it didn't have much time to really get going.
Okay.
So it,
That's
and
part
that's
of
why
it.
it's patchy.
Yeah.
The stuff that shot up early made it, and the rest just didn't.
All right, anybody else got anything else for Michael?
When do we anticipate having the Kelly Avenue information available as far as the roadway sections and that standard, non-standard road option?
Yeah, so our visualization team got some stuff to me today. I gave them a few comments just for some clarity, help out the visual. I'm hoping we can review with Tracy and Craig this coming Thursday. Any changes should be quick from there, hopefully Craig. And then be able to provide those to council for your review ahead of the next meeting and give you a little synopsis of each and the thought process that went into each.
What's a visualization team?
A visualization team. So this is more for our vertical, our building, architectural staff. But they are the ones that make the pretty pictures.
Got it, I figured.
I will admit roads and sewers are not the prettiest things to look at, as
Sure.
necessary as they are, but the visualization team is the one that makes it look nice and really helps sell the idea.
They put the cars and the people and the trees? and-
Yes, correct.
Got it.
The
Kinda
sunset
scale it.
photo, grading,
Yeah.
all of that. Good
Okay.
stuff. Yep.
Hopefully, looking at those pictures, they'll get an idea, of, if you go with this option, here's
Yeah.
what it will look
Great.
like, you know, so they'll see how their yard will look, you know,
It's
those that
not
are
an-
worried about it being.
Not an engineering cross-section with no context. The visualization would provide context of what it would actually
Sure,
look. We took
sure.
some photos of the street.
Sure.
So we're kind of overlaying those to.
Just dump it into some AI program and then they doctor it up and call it good?
They do a lot of doctoring, yeah.
So this is our dream of our standard for non-standard.
Yeah, non-standard
Can you
standard.
repeat that,
Yeah.
Sam?
Well, I said our standard for non-standard roadways in town.
It could be standard.
Our
it
couple
could be
other
one-off.
neighborhoods that have similar issues.
Yeah, I mean, each case is unique. If you want to make the non-standard a standard, then certainly, but, you can, it's your roads, you're the city, you can choose what to do based on each unique situation.
Depends on if they meet the criteria.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
All right, anything else for Michael? I see you got one action item in here for a pay request.
Correct. Pay request number 28 to Rice Lake in the amount of $4,862.00 for some contingency items as well as the bollards at the lift station.
Okay.
The bollards weren't just thrown in as a design oversight?
Grass is salty.
I could try.
They look pretty good. You really don't notice them, that black color.
Yeah, they do,
Just sort of blend in.
yeah, they do blend in.
Yeah.
That was I still think that was a good idea. Right? It was yours. I'm not taking credit for it.
It doesn't matter whose idea it was,
Yeah, it
it
does.
was a good idea.
Yeah, it does. All right, action on this.
I make a motion to approve pay request 28 to Rice Lake Construction Group for $4,862.
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead, keep.
I'll second, I like the engineers.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, Michael, anything else?
That is all I had.
Is that it? Is that the last payment to them?
We'll figure out, they're gonna figure out,
There's some left in the contingency.
yeah,
They're
there's
not
still
done
some
yet.
left in that contingency. I mean, they're gonna figure.
spend it, but
We're gonna get
There
that
are some-
visualization team on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna visualize what this looks like without our trailer van, you know?
Hey, will the placement of the flag out there, is that gonna require the visualization team? Is there a change order coming for that, or?
I might just talk to electrician, have him, while it's out there, and have him just put it out. It'll be out of contingency, though, run through Rice Lake.
If you get the electrician involved, we're not gonna be able to afford it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Thank you, Michael. We'll move on to Craig's report.
About the only update is with the pool, Neil's been filling it, he's got pumps running, and he did fire up the heaters and shut them back down, so everything's working and should be in good shape. We figured we'd try to save a little money this year and not run the heaters, so.
I've already had about a half dozen people said, make sure that you got the heaters turned on, so that, I'm in charge of that, so,
So we'll make sure they're working.
okay, I know you will.
They just won't be on it.
And then the only other stuff is action items, I guess, that are coming up.
How we doing right here next door with the, light pole?
They've got the wire brought in.
Yeah.
So I was gonna talk to Tom and see if we can go ahead and get the concrete put back in there, so.
Okay,
They bore that in from the alley?
Yeah. We
okay,
had to take the one panel out. We thought we were gonna have to remove two, but we got 5 inches, so.
okay, okay.
And then, what about bids for the, what's this building called? The senior
Gauge
center?
house.
The Gauge house, there we
It's
go.
in there.
Is it in there?
It's in.
I didn't scroll down far
It's
enough.
coming up.
I got hung up at the pickle.
There's one bid.
Never mind. Thought it was in there. All right.
All right, your action items are in here. First one is the pickleball courts.
Yes, we brought this up at the last park board meeting, and we discussed it, and Keith, if has anything to say on that too, they decided that they thought for the amount of money in that they would rather see it without the post tension, so.
Yep.
Yeah, and just, it was driven 100% by cost, consensus, was not
Sure,
doing that.
sure, absolutely.
That, yeah, we get it,
But
but,
then we discussed the fencing too, and they thought that the fencing height was proper, adequate, so.
Okay.
Because I said, now's the time to raise it if we want to bring it up. so.
right.
But they want to add doors at all?
That's something we'll make ourselves and put on. I was actually in Morris, Minnesota, they have both the same setup we have.
Yep.
Their fence was probably 8 foot on the outside, but the middle fence divider was only like 4.
Correct.
They didn't have any gates on theirs,
Okay.
but we could certainly look at putting them on, but those will be something we'll have to make. So we'll have to weld them up and something like that ourselves, so.
No kidding. Huh. Got
'Cause
it.
make sure the size is right and they
Sure.
fit right, so.
Sure, got it. All right. Okay.
I have reached out to our potential sponsor, just haven't heard anything back, but I'm working on it.
So I guess it's up to, final decision's up to you guys, what you want to see there.
What's your, you got a timeline?
When I get a decision, it'll be as fast as I can.
Okay. So, all right,
Action
action.
to approve proceeding with pickleball courts as per previous design and per the budgeted amount.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Craig, what's your next one?
The next one is a discussion on the Gage House. I was down there in the spring, and, well, I've been down there a few different times throughout the last few years, whatever, and it's real damp down there.
Yeah.
There's some issues with maybe a little bit of molding and stuff like that, but it's hard on the structure right there with the dampness and that. I did look into it before I had budget time to get some money put together. I got a hold of a company to get a rough idea what it was gonna cost to do it. Since then, I got the number from those guys, which is Blackburn. I did talk to the crew. They came out, looked at it. They thought at first they might be interested in doing it, but they wouldn't be able to do the drain tile or anything like that. They said that'd be something like Blackburn that would be doing that for them. They were looking at maybe doing a bunch of tuck pointing, this and that for the rocks that are in there. I did talk to another company in town here, Servpro. They took a look at it and got back to me and said they weren't even interested in it, so. I wish I would've took some inside pictures. I don't know if you guys have ever been in there, down the basement or not, but it's.
It's rough.
Yeah. So this is basically, I mean, this isn't gonna fix the place. It's gonna just try and get the moisture out of there, try to seal up what's in there to keep the moisture and the mold and stuff like that from coming and hopefully clean it up down there, so.
And you're really pretty close to what you had estimated for
Yeah,
the
it's
project. I mean, you're a little over, but
Yeah.
We budgeted 70,000 and the quote was a little over 76, I think, 76.9, 62.
Yeah, and I think most of that was, because the floor is some, little bit of concrete here and there, and then it's just dirt floors, it's unlevel. And originally, I think they were just looking at just putting some P-rock down and just throwing that heavier plastic down just to walk on. But since we do have the furnaces down there and we do go down there occasionally, they thought it'd be better to put a heavier type floor in there so you could actually walk on without poking holes in the flooring, so. So that's why I bumped the price up just a little bit, so.
Does the price, or do you envision needing any kind of a dehumidifier or air exchanger down there in the future?
So we do have dehumidifiers down there.
Okay.
There's a couple of them down there right now. In their quote, and I don't know how much of that, I probably didn't send it over to you, all this.
Well, there's a breakdown here, I see some,
I put the whole quote in there.
Yeah, I
see some
Yeah, it's all
pumps in there.
So there's some sump pumps, backup pumps, you know, for, yeah, so.
But nothing with the air quality really.
No, and we'll just have to keep the dehumidifiers running down there and just have them dump into some pits,
I
whatever.
didn't know if those furnaces were gonna pull from there, if it would be a good idea to induce some fresh air.
Yeah, so it all pulls from up above, nothing pulls out of the basement, so it's all pulled from up
The
above.
return, I see, the
Yeah.
returns are up on that
Yeah.
floor.
right.
Yeah, coming down, so.
Got it.
So, I mean, if that's something we want to look at in the future, we can certainly get numbers for budget. I know another item that, I mean, we're gonna be, it's kind of a money pit. The outside. So the outside, I'm gonna get somebody that did the front work on City Hall. City Hall needs it on the south side too, it's all cracking, all the mortars come loose, the stucco. So I'm gonna get a price on redoing some of the seniors building, Gage House, and then also City Hall for budget next year, so. So we'll have some more expenses
Some
coming up.
outside work, yeah.
Yep,
It needs it.
yep.
All right.
It's just a typo, Teresa. But it says in the paperwork that this is gonna be $76,000 over budget.
Yeah, I noticed that, I was like, yeah.
Okay, take the 7 off there,
Yeah.
it's 6,000.
The fiscal impact, yeah. I mean, it's.
We budgeted
Yeah, yeah,
70,000, so
up
it'll be
above it.
69,62,
Yep.
88 over budget.
I guess just out of, I'm okay moving forward with this, but I guess the question that comes to mind is, what's the future of that building? I think that's
We've had
something
the
that.
same discussion.
We've had that discussion.
This is, it's a substantial amount of money and, what's our long-term vision with that? Are we happy to get 3-5 more years out of it? I don't need an answer now, but I just think.
No, that's a
Council
great,
now
yeah.
or the new council coming in, because you're right, there's gonna be more expenses that are gonna come with
That
it.
building and this building, I
Yeah.
mean, they're both old.
I would, if I would guess, eventually there would be a building that would house City Hall, Gage, Library, all separate.
Community center
Yeah.
probably is kind of what we're thinking
But
of.
right over
Large
there off of the
building to
interstate,
have
right?
Probably on a completely
A
different ground.
complex.
Yeah.
And then I could see that place getting sold, so any improvements or anything you
Yeah.
could do to help will hold the value of it a
Yeah.
little bit. Because it is an old building, you're gonna find somebody who wants to come in and fix it back up, and I mean, the upstairs is huge, I mean, once.
And we haven't touched that.
Yeah, you don't want to go up that one yet.
We don't wanna improve that and then rent it out.
You know,
We don't want to
good
improve.
winter project for us.
Depends on what you set your rent at.
So, I think, I don't see the building getting tore down
Yeah.
unless it would actually have some major issues. So I do see it getting, city selling it down the road, and
Yeah.
building something that would accompany, take care of everything.
So that's another question, can the city sell buildings or not? Or do we have to transfer that over to
kind of, like with
There's
land.
different ways of going about it.
Yeah, there's different, you
Auction
can get
stuff.
appraisal,
Okay.
do an
Get
auction,
appraisals,
okay. There's about 3 different options
Yeah,
we
okay.
can do, so.
Pretty much the same thing with land.
Right, exactly.
We're
Yeah.
in vehicles, when we sell them, we have to go through different
Yeah,
steps.
Sure.
You gotta get them appraised.
Okay.
All right?
Motion to approve the proposal from Blackburn Foundation Repair for $76,962.88.
Second.
Any more discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, Craig, anything else?
That's all I have, unless somebody has something for me.
All right, thank you.
Can I get a tour of that building sometime?
Sure.
Okay.
Just give me a holler.
All right.
Yeah. If you ever want to have a little fun, just go over and have lunch with the seniors sometime.
I'm gonna do that. I should bring the whole crew down there.
If you
We'll
want
make
to,
a nice donation.
if you want to find out if we're doing things right or wrong, just come along with me sometime when I'm over there.
Most of our work gets done in the afternoon.
All right, we'll move to Karen's report.
Yeah, the report's in the packet. I don't have anything to add.
All right.
Questions?
Anybody got any questions for Karen? Assume everybody had their paycheck in their account.
I'm assuming. so.
No, thank you.
Thanks.
It's always nice to get paid twice a year.
Vacation money.
That's my property tax money.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
All right, we will keep moving forward. Teresa, what would you like to add to your report?
I don't have much to add to my report either. Just that you know, I've been working with the state to get payment out for our community access grant. I mean, since Western Avenue is basically substantially complete. I mean, usually they give you a portion, you have to give the project portion at the end. Well, we're pretty much at the end, so I just need to basically give them all our paperwork, our pay apps, our change orders, kind of follow through on all that stuff, and then we will get a check from them. So I'm working with them on that. Just a little, I put an update on where we are with some of our grants. Did receive word today that our AED is in, and it was Linda Hartman that called me about it, and she said she's going to be picking up one for the coffee cup this week, so she's going to pick up ours too and bring it to us, so we even get it delivered, so that'll be nice. Once we get it here, we'll get it put in. Otherwise, I'll give you a little update on where we are with our summer hires. We have now got all our public works staff hired before we're going to hire through the summer. Like I said, last time we have everyone for the pool, and that's set to open the 22nd, I believe it is, whatever that Friday in May, May 22nd, it's set to open, so they're working on getting that ready. Still looking for a park rec coordinator. I still have not received any apps on that, so we'll revisit that at the beginning of June. Probably we need to decide what we're going to do there, but we'll keep advertising there. And then I put this out with your updates, but we have tonight to look at 3 economic development proposals. We have the previous one from West Central Schools come in, and then we have 3 more to look at tonight, so just that'll be on future here in a little bit. And then just give you a little update. Travis and the mayor and I did meet with Sam Assam, talk a little bit about the TIF. I think he's going to try to put something together and present something different than what the previous one is to us, so that'll be a future item that we'll
What do you
look
think
at.
of our new TIF guidelines?
You know, as soon as we passed him, he knew about him, because when we passed him last year was when he was going
Was
to
when
his
he
first
went
one,
for
so he
that,
already
okay.
had him and knew
Yeah.
him. It just, so, I don't think those bother him. I think it's just gonna all come down to the need and the amount, probably. Probably a assessment of that,
Yep.
so we'll see what he comes up with.
Yeah, we had a pretty good meeting with Sam, really.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
yeah, we had a pretty good meeting.
Yeah, good conversation.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he's going to revise his ask
Yep.
and then come back to us, so we'll be looking for that. There's, I don't have anything I think should add on top of it that you guys don't know about.
And I see you have one item in there that you need us to approve the submission for that transportation plan grant.
So then the one item I got is that, so I brought it up, you know, at our last meeting, that CCOG has a grant out there for to help cities develop a transportation plan, very similar to, it's a study. So very similar to what the Safe Routes is doing, but this would just be directed solely on Hartford. It'd be a study and a plan that we could have, just like our water study and our sewer study or whatnot. It's a pretty good deal because really, all you do is have to submit and say that you're interested and you want to apply for it, and you're pretty much guaranteed the fund, because then they budget funds for you and you got it. And it's roughly 80-20 grant, so it's only 20% with us. Actually, it's a little over, it's about 81, I think, 0.95%, yeah, that they pay for. Last time we thought it was only going to be about $40,000 for the plan, so that kind of put our share down there. After we found out what the scope of the study needed to meet their guidelines, is probably going to be about $100,000. So I wanted to run it by you guys. Our share of that's going to be about $18,000. So I do want a motion to see if you guys want to move forward with this plan or not, just so we can let them know for sure. Because if I say we'll move forward, they will put it in their budget, and then this would be a 2027 project, so we could budget for it at our budget meeting. But just need to know what you want to do moving forward.
Is this, I guess you say it right in the first paragraph, but I mean, definitely having this on file makes us ready to submit.
It does. It really helps the grants. The grants nowadays really want you to have a study by them, whatever it may be, if it's for transportation or if it's for water, having that water study helps, or, sewer. They really want to show that you've done a research and show that need for it that you have. So it does help having this with grant submissions. They will look at not only like transportation with our streets or whatnot, but they will look at our sidewalks that we've kind of been looking at, our trail system, all modes of transportation, look at our, currently what we have, and then as we grow out, what our probably future needs will be. So it'll also help guide us to us, do we need to have a trail in this area, or do we need to, improve this street, or what,
and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we have plans, maybe I'm wrong, but we have our, I don't know what that big plan is called. I feel like, to me, it seems a little redundant, if I'm using the right word. Like, it seems like we've got some of like this information, and so, because, it's great, because there's 81% of it's paid, and that's awesome. Like, that's a good way to lead, right? I guess, have we ever done this before in the history of Hartford?
Nope.
And so then just logically, I'm just like, okay, we've never done it. I think we've done a good job. We've got our engineering, what's that big plan like where we look at future development?
CIP.
Yeah, or CRP.
Yeah, we do. We
CIP.
look at that every year, and that's great. This might be a little more in-depth to see what, like I said, our current transportation patterns are, and where, as we grow, if we're going east, where do we need to beef it up there? I think it'll be a little more in-depth of a study. ICE-GD is the one we're going to quote to probably do it if you've had experience with
what other
transportation
communities have done a
studies. Yeah, what do
transportation
we?
I'm just curious.
It's a lot of the larger communities, truthfully. I know recently the city of Canton updated their major streets plan, which I believe is a subset of this one. But what that helped them establish is their planning jurisdiction. So as one of their drivers was, as Sioux Falls was growing, they wanted to have control of the areas closer to them and not let Sioux Falls encroach upon them. Another thing it can do is with the expansion of Veterans Parkway, right? That's been a study that's been since early 2000s, right? They've had that route established. They've done that study. So when those areas that they wanted to put the roadway in, they came to a replat, they could say, hey, we have this identified for a road, and use the study as justification of obtaining that right-of-way, or having it dedicated for right-of-way. Statutory right-of-way is 66 feet, but say we identify a road such as 2nd Street to the east of town, needs to be a collector or arterial, where it needs to be 80 foot wide or 100 foot wide. That study could help provide justification for that to the developer, so it's not just we believe these are going to be collectors based on the way the city is growing, whereas we have studied it, we are confident that these are what the roads are going to be classified as.
I mean, that seems like an important thing to to do for us, just watching how quickly the growth is coming, and if we can have that in place, like you said, to retain more control. I just think, like, I remember in Marion Road was like a dirt road forever. So when you think about going north of Sioux Falls and, you know, east of Hartford, that whole area, the traffic is going to start coming west.
Would this be
From other
a,
routes, and what will they be?
would this be a companion piece to our CAP, kind of? To a certain extent?
To a certain extent, yeah. As developments would come, you know, we'd be able to identify.
Show more.
For road expansion, just,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be covered by those developments. It'd be the main thoroughfares to
I
identify
mean-
those projects.
To Sean's point, I get it. Are we just doing a study to do a study?
Well, then I have another point, that's 150%, you know, so I guess I'm also curious, you know, going from 40 to 100,000.
Well,
So,
and with that, like, we
that's a-
didn't
that's
have
like a
all the
big gap.
information on what the scope was
Yeah.
at the last meeting. That's why at
Right.
the last meeting, I didn't have you vote on anything, because I wanted
Yeah.
to get more
More
information, yeah, so.
diligence.
Right.
And to find out exactly what we needed to do and what it would gonna.
So it is only 18,000.
I think just how quickly watching 38 fill up out there, like, what are those other
Yeah.
cross streets and things that we
Right.
should be
These will help you too
identifying?
for future grants, plus if there's something that just comes up out of nowhere and you have to have the studies done right away, you'll have a jump on that, so you won't miss on grant.
I mean, I get it, yeah, I get it, but I don't think it's bad money. I really don't think it's bad money spent.
Is there,
And we still have an opportunity to, it's going to affect our 2027
27 budget.
not this budget.
Right.
Which is nice.
Sure, yeah, you're not spending out of this, so like at budget time, you know, it'll come up again and.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
is there an expiration date on these, on this study? I mean, let's say it's
That's a good
for 5
question.
years or 10 years. I mean, are we spending 20 grand for
5 years for,
10 years or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, yeah.
And then maybe it makes more sense if it's an extended thing, or if it expires in 3 years, maybe we put this off for a year or two.
So when we did the study for Western Avenue,
Okay.
we looked out 20 years. So that road is
20 years.
designed for traffic at the current growth rates out to 2045.
Did these studies, I doubt if they go down in value, but I mean, do they stay at like general, let's say, you know, this transportation study is going to be 100 grand. So if we wait for 3-4 years, I mean, it's anticipated to just go up just because of labor, or is it, or these sort of things just sort of?
So if we did a study today, and we had to redo it or update it due to some massive change or just growth far in excess of what we were expecting, we could do basically an amendment to the study, or it wouldn't be the full,
Okay.
wouldn't necessarily be the full cost, but we'd go through that exercise again. We'd have all of our baseline laid out, or we could update it and build off of it.
I think if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying if we waited 3 years to do the study, what would it cost us?
Right. Well, that.
Would it be 120,000?
Because I
Would
go,
it be 150,000?
do we really need this because we are
Right.
small? I mean, yes, I mean, I get it, Sioux Falls is
Yeah.
coming, but I mean, I don't see them coming. in
Right.
3
I think the
years.
wild card is, how much would we be reimbursed in 3 years? That's the that's the real unknown.
The grant might
I don't
not
know
be
that
there.
the CCOG funding would pay 81.95% of that plan in 3 years.
Okay.
That-
And I like the amendment.
And this grant may not be out there in 3 years.
Right.
This is not a continuous grant, they have some funding available now, so they're looking at helping
Yep.
city with transportation plans. They don't always have that out there, so
Yep.
it may not be available in 3 years, so.
Yeah, I am a big fan of these 80 grants, so.
They're nice.
Yeah.
You
All
notice
great.
that the cost always goes up proportionally.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a storm shelter for your, for your restroom out there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be $600,000.
I think maybe 20 grand for that.
Yeah.
All right, action on this.
I make a motion to approve the grant submission for the transportation plan.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, Teresa, anything else?
Nope.
Anybody got any questions for Teresa? If not, we'll move to old business. We got one item there. It's to discuss our America 250 Hartford 130 celebration that's coming up July 17, 2026. Biggest event of the summer. Well, that's what I'm saying.
So to keep moving on this, like, you know, we've passed the resolution to proclaim it. Emery's incorporating it. Craig mentioned at our last meeting that Mike Smith is gonna donate a Liberty tree
He did,
that's,
yep.
It's out there.
it's out there, and yep.
We should get a
Memorial Park.
plaque. We should, I would love to
We're
see.
gonna, but he doesn't want his name on it.
No, yeah, but I think we should look at getting a
Yeah.
plaque out there, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking into it, yeah.
Okay.
Can we use his alias?
What's that?
Can we use his alias?
No, we might get sued too. We might get sued.
People know that. So I think we'll probably do is put Smith Family Farm or something like that.
Something to
He
that
goes under
effect.
it.
Yeah, that's
He
fine.
doesn't want his actual, he goes, I do so much work in town for all these people, I don't need to be recognized, so.
Yeah.
Classic.
And then, the mayor and I did meet with Jill with the chamber. I said, probably the biggest thing is, kind of have some discussions. We talked about how we want to do a summer celebration. So we met with Jill, and you can chime in anytime now, but
Yep.
there are block parties that's usually in July. They have it Wednesday in July. We talked about moving that to a Friday in July, kind of so we can kind of build up on it. They're all on board with that. They'd like to incorporate, you know, all of us working together. I kind of put down some things that we talked about, as far as, you know, having it on that Friday from like 6 to 9, having a free community meal, entertainment, music, fireworks. And the gentleman that did their fireworks at their fall festival, he is available that night. He's kind of penciled it in, so everything moves forward. Talked about free giveaways and prizes, T-shirts, banners, or kind of the whole kit and caboodle, we thought. So I guess just get your guys' input of what you guys think, and then probably kind of one of the biggest things as we start to plan, what do we want to budget for this?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because that's going to be the thing of, how big do we go, and,
The
yeah.
first thing that jumps into my head, though, is the Friday night you might see 50% of this community out of town, because the 4th is Saturday, right?
No, we're going
So
2
we're
weeks
not-
after,
It's
2
gonna
weeks
be
after, I missed the
17th.
date there. Okay.
17th.
17th.
Okay.
We're going to move it off the 4th,
Okay.
because like I said, I think so too. I think 4th of July, long weekend, you'll lose people.
There's bigger celebrations.
And there's other
Yeah.
bigger celebrations going on,
Okay,
you'll
so
lose
this is-
people. So
okay.
this, I think it's good not having it on the
Yeah, yeah,
4th,
yeah,
actually.
okay,
I think
okay.
it'll help us basically there, yeah.
Good, okay.
And Joe kind of thinks that too, that it'll just, like I said, and with it not being on the 4th, I think that helped us secure the fireworks, because otherwise,
For sure, yeah.
all
okay.
year, yeah.
Oh, that-
Right, there's there.
I was processing those numbers, I'm still trying to figure out how all the flags can be so much more.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So are these all things that the chamber already had planned and budgeted for, or are these things that need to be?
So they don't usually have a free meal, they
Right.
have food vendors come out there and people buy it, so that would be something that we probably looked at, would throw up, you know, we'd contribute in a cost for that, because they will have vendors out there normally. As far as the banners, Jill kind of mentioned she thinks she can get sponsors for the banners, so that if we buy them, we could probably get reimbursed on some sponsorship with them there. If we are gonna do T-shirts, we've kind of talked about with Girl Scouts, we could set up with them, get a design going there, and let people pre-order them, and, you know, pay for them that way, and be able to wear them to the event, and then maybe purchase some more and have them be able to buy them at the event. So purchasing some extra ones would be a cost too, coming there. Entertainment, they have had DJs there before, I think, but we're talking about a band. Arden's kind of talked to, what do they call them, the brass holes?
I don't know if you've ever heard of the Brass Holes. They're really great. They play all, cover 70s and 80s
Oh, really?
rock songs on all brass. Travis has heard of them.
They're a lot of fun.
They're a lot of
Yeah.
fun. It'll really be a great show.
So maybe that, and we kind of talked about maybe having another person play for an hour. We talked about getting the West Central Band in.
Yep.
That would probably be no cost, but there's going to be with the food and the entertainment, and if we do some prizes and giveaways, there's going to be some costs associated there. And doing the banners, they're going to be upfront costs anyway with those, for sure. Yeah, looking at that.
I wonder if they could just, who's ever working on this, like, I'm just be curious on, yeah, what do they need, right? It's kind of hard for us to say, here's our amount, be nice to have a,
So, the marketing committee with the chamber is kind of working on it. Jill's taking it to them. They meet on the 19th, I believe. I have it on my calendar. I'm going to go to that
Yep.
meeting with it, and we're going to kind of talk through everything. I might have a better idea at that time.
That next,
Uh,
that meeting that night.
Yes, exactly. So I'd be going that morning, so our next meeting, I might have a better idea of a cost or whatnot, but I wanted to kind of throw this out there for discussion
Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean,
You guys thinking about it?
I thought it was great that we put that $10,000 in there for marketing promotions. I mean, that's exactly.
What it's
seems
for.
like
Yeah,
an
except we did
appropriate-
Yes.
budget 10 for marketing promotion.
Well,
And that comes out of the third penny?
That's
yeah,
that's
okay.
where we budgeted that.
How much money do we have in there, Karen?
this is I mean, for a lot of people, this is a once in a lifetime deal.
Oh,
I'm
this
one of the
is-
old people that was
yeah.
around in
200th.
for the 200th, yeah, in 1776, I was there, and then 1976, I was there,
My brother graduated in 1976.
yeah. So, it's a big deal.
245?
Huh?
Okay, we got 245 on the third penny.
Yeah, so,
If you could mention to the chamber, if we could pre-order some of these things, like if we wanted a banner at our house or a t-shirt or something.
yeah.
Yeah, and then that's
Whatever,
kind of
yeah.
what Jill kind of talked, it'd be nice to be
Instead of
able
just buying
to.
them on.
Yeah,
In
that-
July, yeah, it'd be nice.
Right,
Yeah.
get it set up, get it
Celebrate.
designed, and so people can pre-order them, and
Yeah.
then, especially if they're teachers, they can wear them to the event and whatnot, so yeah.
I saw the city of Deadwood had pre-sold some, what do they call those?
Buntings?
Buntings. And they had to extend the deadline, or the close date twice because they were getting so much participation.
I should do a little bunting in.
I don't even know what a
Do
bunting
some
is.
bunting.
Underneath the windows, the buntings,
Oh,
like you snag the red, white, and blue,
Yeah.
it's a bunting.
Oh, I could put some of those in the office. That'd look kind of fun in there.
It'd be cool if you did that.
That thing's been around since 1776.
I just have,
1902.
I just had a thought of an idea, but I'm gonna
Not
run it past, I'm gonna run it past the brewery before I say anything.
You're talking about doing a 250th commemorative beer. Am I right?
Not a beer,
Jeez.
not a beer.
Not a big.
They'll be serving my beer, I hope, Mayor beer.
Mayor beer.
All right, but I'd say let's get a solid, if we can, a solid dollar figure. But more, I think tonight, we just wanted you guys to be aware. I really think this is gonna be a
this
great,
is
this is gonna be a great
This is the
celebration. I don't, I mean, I really wanna have this be
We got tens of thousands of dollars to spend.
tens of thousands of dollars to
Tens of
spend.
thousands. In
Be
the
10
third-
of thousands.
in the third penny.
One question for tonight, do you guys want to order some American 250 flags for
Yeah.
the city to
I
fly?
think we should do that now.
I was gonna say, we could get them ordered
Yes.
and get them up at City Hall and out
Yep.
of the parks and whatnot, so.
Please do.
Yep,
Do we need to pick which one?
I
Or
was
you guys
thinking,
got a
if you
favorite?
would pick a vendor, I think it'd be nice to incorporate 250 and the 130th onto a flag. And all of them says they can work on a design with us, so if you want to go down that road, we could do.
oh, you wanna do America 250, Hartford 130 on the same flag?
Yeah, don't
You
you
could
guys
have one on
think?
each side, maybe.
Man, that'd be
Could we
great.
incorporate our logo into a flag?
Live
I'll
like.
take it again.
Maybe not, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm just spitballing ideas. It'd be cool to have like a Hartford flag that has our logo or something, I don't know, I'm just spitballing ideas, something that is, but also the flags they have on here are pretty cool too, so. I'm just all for getting flags up.
My flagpole goes up tomorrow night.
Saw them pour it out last week.
All right, I'd say work on that.
So you want me to work on a design? and we'll
Yes.
look at-
Come up with a design.
When you
and
look
price.
at when you look at it, I mean, it seems like it'd be easiest whoever quote two is. You could get everything in one spot for about the best price.
For the best price. Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I want, some direction.
I mean, it'd be nice to buy in Sioux Falls, but what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
where I
and
ordered mine,
and
I ordered
did
mine from.
Confirm
But
Yeah.
that
they're over
price.
twice.
That was the
Yeah.
best.
I ordered
These are
mine in
gonna-
Sioux Falls.
These are gonna be up 1 year.
Okay, I've got a question on that, because I'm trying to find these quotes.
It's page
Yeah.
50.
I would love, I think one question that we should ask these vendors is where are their flags manufactured?
That's
Right.
what I asked
I
them.
did check that after the last.
That is on there. That's
It is
all
on
I
Last
there.
time meeting last time.
Oh, I was here.
Yeah.
I was here,
Made
but I
America.
forget stuff.
Made
Because I
America.
did
I
ask.
counted
Made in
all
Illinois.
three of
Made in
them.
America.
And they do
Sold in
have,
Minnesota.
yeah, they do have.
Almost as bad as China. Ooh, sorry.
You're
I
on
don't care. I don't care.
All right, So,
That's what I need, so, all right. That's all
Yep.
I need.
Do we need to pick a flag design down there?
or do you wanna, you gonna work on a, we're
Or
gonna work on a
We're
special.
gonna design that would,
Well, we have the design, but do we want to do just one of these standard flag
Don't do the
designs?
South Bend one, though.
We can let the chamber do that, though.
Yeah, who got these options, is any,
yeah, and these are just some examples,
Okay.
but they all said they can work on pretty much any
Got it,
design we
got it,
want, so
okay.
I was just kind of giving you.
Yeah,
well, it's exciting times and it's coming quick.
Yep.
It is, that's why.
And it'll be gone in,
just as quick.
what do we do?
75 days,
Is that what it is?
Yep.
about. I just bought tickets today, so for,
To the UFC fight
To
at the White
Germany.
House?
on July 1st, so
To
it's-
Germany.
I know how far.
All right, thank you. Any other questions for Teresa on the 250? No.
Nope, great, grand.
All right, we're moving past the Hartford area fire. We moved that. We're gonna go to the second item under new business. Approval of the Shields signage option for Swenson Park.
Motion to approve per the Park and Rec Board's recommendation to move forward with the shield signage as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
You know, I would like to give a shout out to
Yep.
Duncan
Oh,
Woodall on
man.
this. I mean, he is doing
Oh, he's
an
done an
outstanding
awesome
job
job.
on
Yes.
fundraising
Yeah, he's
on
over-
all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just this thing. And, I mean, I'm impressed that he had more money out of him,
Yeah.
but, you know, with all the banners and everything, he's,
Yeah,
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 he's
he's
done
done
great
very
with
well.
the sponsor. Yep.
he has really done a great
I told
job.
him, I said, you have to throttle it back a little, how are you gonna beat this next year? He's like, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson,
yes.
Mattson,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
All right, next up, we have an abatement application for parcel number 23568. It's in your packet.
Make a motion to approve the abatement for parcel 23568.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, next up, we have a review of our municipal ordinance 760 fines and fees. We made a couple changes. One of note that we discussed last meeting is to remove the verbiage on family cap of the family pass. Everybody in the family will need to have their own individual pass, correct?
Correct.
That's what we decided. And they clarified the verbiage on on-premise full-service restaurant liquor licenses. So that's also been cleaned up.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing that, what you have in your packet is just those two verbiage changed. We did not change any dollar amounts, except for Keith, as you remember, the other ones, we did a few changes. Last year, we did about 4 or 5 different changes, small changes in some of the licensing or whatnot. Craig and I and Karen and Ball reviewed it. We're not suggesting any for this year, but of course, that's up for discussion for you guys if you want to do any changes to it.
I'll make a motion to pass the review of the municipal ordinance 760 fines and fees.
Okay, and what we'll do, so this is, to make those verbiage changes, we'll have to basically have a first and a second reading of a new ordinance.
Oh,
This is
so-
just for discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll bring it, you
Yeah.
know,
All right.
if you guys don't have any other changes, I'll present at the next meeting for first reading an updated version of this.
I looked through, I don't know if there was
Changes.
anything else I thought, because we cleaned this up last year.
I said, we
right?
did a pretty good review of
Yeah.
it last year, enough of it. Some that were really outdated, like I
Yeah.
said, we did some slight changes.
Right.
I did hold off a little bit, but like I put in my report, I did have planning and zoning review our building permit fees. We haven't did that in quite a few years, so I wanted to go through that process to see if they had any suggestion for changes. We did a big comparison of our valuations and our amounts we're charging for both the residential and commercial. They took a couple of meetings to kind of really discuss that, and they're suggesting no changes on those either. We feel we're pretty right in line with other communities. We're We're not the lowest, but we're not the highest either. We're kind of midline, and we think we're pretty fair across the board with the other communities for development. So we didn't do any changes in that.
All right, so, hearing none, I think we're good. If you bring us first
Yeah, if you
reading.
guys
we'll-
don't have any other suggestions, I will bring,
Right.
we'll have first reading at the next meeting, and then obviously you can still have input at that time as well, but.
One thing to note, I should have brought this up. I've got a pretty valid complaint from one of my neighbors near Six and Oaks. They got a young family, and they've ran into a couple times where there's been dogs that, that the property owners just let out, without a leash.
Yeah.
They're walking their kid in a stroller, and they've had a situation recently where that dog is lucky to be alive, and he came up, I'm like, dude, call the cops. And
Yeah,
and
I guess I definitely
call the
will.
cops and call that, but if you could just put a note on, like, it's kind of, this on Oaks and Sixth, and I've had an instance a couple years ago, I was walking at night, and somebody's letting their dog out there, and it was, I would just hate to see somebody get mauled or, bitten or something, but just make a note to Kyle to be
If
watching
you have
out.
some more specific details.
I do, I can,
Just email that, yeah.
I will do
Not
that.
on-
Okay.
That'd be perfect.
yeah.
All right? Good enough? Anything else? All right, we'll move up to move on to the last item, which is review additional economic development proposals. We know we had one earlier on from West Central School District. We have 3 others that have since came in. We want to discuss these tonight. I guess we have Krista's here from the one that was put in by Christ Lutheran Church. If we had any questions on any of them, she would answer to hers.
And I think Brad's here on the Music Association, correct?
And this is the okay, good.
And then Sioux Metro Growth Alliance has put one in, and that's in your
Yes.
packet.
Yep. So, I guess I would like to say to the council, if you have not, what I did today, just for my own benefit, is we know I don't get to make a motion or I don't get to vote, but I went through all of the proposals, printed them off. They all have in our application. We have a criteria to evaluate, to rate them by numbers. I did that. If you haven't done that, what I would ask the council to do before our next meeting, for sure, to do that.
Can you
Both.
give us some paper forms, or how do you want to tabulate them?
Yeah, I printed them, but if you want to,
What I could do is email all 4 proposals out to you guys with the criteria sheet on it.
yeah.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, just not in a PDF.
Yep, we could
Yeah.
do it.
I
I
did-
was
Could you print
too
mine off
lazy
and I'll
to
take it
figure
out?
out how to hook up my printer at home, honestly.
Maybe
And I
just
can print
print.
them all off too.
Yeah.
I mean, does that
I
work
can
better for
stop
you
by and
guys?
pick mine up.
I don't care either way, just if I can modify it
Yeah,
or print it. Whatever you want me to
Do
do.
we
Yeah.
have, if we could have, maybe we just need access to Adobe, and we could just mark these up. We have.
Well, you don't have, yeah, you got the free version of it.
Yeah.
You don't have the,
right.
Pro.
It's not in our budget.
I need the council to authorize,
I mean,
yeah.
I can read the proposals, but it's just,
Right.
like I said, I didn't,
Yeah, the
I'll send them
easiest
out
way,
for
I just, on my home computer, I just printed them off, so I had them so I could lay them all out and take a look at them. That was, you're right.
you want to come over and connect my printer, right?
Is that
No.
how you want to vote on these then, is put the,
No, we're not gonna vote tonight, but I want you guys to go through and rate them.
okay, but then that's how we're gonna sort of pass these?
That's how we're gonna, that would be the first cut.
Would be the.
Rate them.
Okay.
In my opinion, Keith, I think that's our first cut.
Should we have that done and back to Teresa before our next meeting?
I would say
I'd
we
be nice if
should.
you guys would all
Yeah.
do that, send it back to me, then I can do a compile of
Yeah.
criteria number 1 as this compiled
Okay.
for, criteria
Yeah.
number 2 as, yeah. this.
Right.
That'd be good.
And then, well,
I was gonna say, I'd like to speak to ours a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. Oh, yeah, we're not
Nice to go
gonna,
through each, yeah.
how did, you know, I saw that the proposals, we have $100,000, is that correct?
Correct, that is what we've
But
budgeted.
if you add all these up, we're gonna go over 100,000. And then, is there a way, can we reduce some, or how?
Yeah, we can-
That is
we
all
can
at your
give-
discretion.
Yeah.
You can fund it in full, fund it in part, or how
Or
to
not
fund them in all. That is all at your guys'
Because there
discretion.
might be a certain combination where you can't do it if we, you know,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
so
what
it'd
the
be
mayor
nice
does
if
here
they,
in
can speak to
Hartford.
their proposals, you guys
Gets
can
prepared.
ask questions,
Yep.
and then by the next meeting, we can have further discussion. So,
All right. What was your name?
Brad.
Brett.
Brad.
Brad. Brad, sorry.
Former councilman.
Oh,
Been a while, Brad.
It's been a long while, yeah. So I get a little passionate about this, so if I get a little long-winded, bear with me a little bit. So I want to talk a little bit about Play It Forward. So good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff. Brad Beerhart, I serve on the West Central Music Association Board. I've been involved with them for the last 7 years. And tonight I'm here on behalf of the organization to ask for your support for Play It Forward. We are requesting $35,000 to help purchase new band instruments for the West Central School District. The total projected need really is $50,000, but as an organization, we've already raised $12,000 through grants, community support matching funds, and we're asking for the city of Hartford to help us close the gap so we can meet the needs of our students and our community. Before I go further, I do have a quick question. If you guys want to raise your hand, if this applies to you, by show of hands, how many of you in the past year have heard the West Central Band had a football game? Leave them up. How about a school concert? Prayer Lights? Jamboree Days? You guys all been there? So we're all impacted by the band, is my point. So it's a part of our school culture, it's part of our community, our identity, and the quality of life here in Hartford. So what's driving it? Over the last several years, participation in the band has grown significantly, and all signs for that growth point to it's not going to slow down. This last fall, the high school band is expected to have more than 100 students, which is roughly 1 in 5 high school students will participate in that. The middle school marching band was recently brought back, and that's been a huge success. And last fall alone, more than 80 fifth graders expressed an interest in joining band. Those students will feed into a larger middle school and high school bands for years to come. The growth is exciting, but it creates some challenges for us as well. The need is especially high for larger, more expensive instruments, tubas, French horns, baritones, bellophones, cymbals, percussion equipment. These are all instruments that many families cannot simply afford to go out and purchase on their own. They cost thousands of dollars, and because band participation is growing across the Sioux Empire, even renting instruments has gotten darn near impossible in some circumstances. For many families, especially in elementary school, the middle school purchasing an instrument is financially simply out of reach. And if a student cannot access an instrument within the first few years that they show interest in participating, the chances of them coming back to music is slim to none. One of the central goals of Play It Forward is simple. A family's financial situation should not determine whether a child gets to participate in band. This project is practical, realistic, and ready to be implemented. The music teachers have already identified all the instruments that are needed for the next 3 years. The projected list, again, is $50,000, and we've already started working our way towards that. A little bit about the school district. They do what they can, but just like you guys, you're working on a budget. You gotta make the math. Mr. Wright gets about $10,000 every year through the capital outlay for new instruments, along with $2,000 for repair for school-owned instruments. While that support matters, it doesn't keep up with the growth. That's where our organization, the West Central Music Association, comes in. We exist to bridge the gap between traditional funding and what can be provided, and really what the needs are in partnership with the school district, music teachers, families, businesses, and community support. I live out by Allison McGilvery, the West Central School Board President, and I asked her about it. I said, what do you think of these school organizations and how well they partner with, and how we partner with the school board? and how they partner with the West Central Music Association and other Boosters Club. So she provided a statement which I want to share with you guys. On behalf of the district, I want to express a strong support for the many community organizations and booster groups that partner with us to enhance educational opportunities for our students. As a district, we are diligent to meet the diverse needs of our students, teachers, and the wide variety of programming we offer. However, we are truly fortunate to have exceptional partners who help extend and enrich those efforts. Our music boosters, athletic boosters, and other supporting organizations play a vital role in providing additional resources that allow our students to experience opportunities beyond what traditional funding can support. Their contributions have expanded programs, fostered student engagement, and create experiences that have a lasting impact. We are grateful for these partnerships and remain committed to working collaboratively to ensure all students benefit from the strong support of our community. So as you can see, we work in tandem with them, and we have their support and recognize that we're here to help work with them and not against them. And I just want to be clear too, Mr. I is leading the program. He's organized, responsive, fiscally responsible, and passionate about doing right for the kids in our community. In fact, he's recently moved his family from Sioux Falls to Hartford to show he's truly committed to our community and his program. So I want to talk a little bit about your scoring criteria and just go through some of that a little bit here. And really, what does this request and this project that we have before us, and how does that contribute to our community? The West Central Band performs throughout the year at events that bring people together. Jamboree days, homecoming parade, parade of lights, football games, basketball games, volleyball games, school concerts, community appreciation events. We're all over the place. The music program reaches out to elementary schools, leisure living, and community celebrations. When the band performs, it's not just entertainment, folks. It creates pride, it brings families downtown, it fills stands, it gives our students a visible role in the life of the city. And this is an equitable investment because the instruments purchased through this campaign will not serve just one student for 1 year. Most of these instruments have a shelf life of 15 to 20 years. They will be used for years to come across multiple grades and many students over time. That is community impact. This project also aligns with the city's broader goals and vision. Hartford is a growing community. Families that are choosing to live here and build their lives in this community. When they do, they are not only looking for streets, utilities, and housing, they're looking at schools, activities, opportunities for their children, and overall quality of life. A strong music program helps make Hartford a place where families want to live, stay, and invest. The band also aligns with local regional partnerships. These students represent not only Hartford here at home, but throughout the region. In the last school year, West Central students compete and perform in communities including Marshall, Beersford, Laverne, Brandon, Menno, Sioux Falls, as well as Vermillion. They brought home awards, recognition, and positive attention to West Central as well as Hartford. At Festival of Bands of Sioux Falls, one of the largest competitions in the area, West Central earned first place in parade, AA class, People's Choice Award, second place in class AA field, and fourth overall. The program also receives awards for wins, drumline, drum majors, and overall performance throughout the season. West Central has also received the NAMM Best Community Music Education Award, a South Dakota record-breaking 18 times. That recognition matters. Every time a student performs, they carry the name of the community with them. Let's talk a little bit about return investment. Because this is a one-time purchase that lasts many years, like I mentioned before, earlier, 15 to 20 years is a shelf life. This will reduce financial barriers for families. They will keep the students involved in school. They strengthen the program by bringing recognition to our community, and they will support and develop young people who become future workers, volunteers, leaders, parents, and community members. Music education builds skills far beyond music. Students learn discipline, responsibility, teamwork, preparation, leadership, problem solving, accountability. They learn how to be a part of something bigger than themselves. We see that in our students. Band students are often the same students working in our local businesses, volunteering in our community, and leading in school organizations, earning academic recognition, and coming back after graduation to build lives here. I see this in my own 2 sons. My middle son, Camden, started off with the French horn. My family had a major health event, so there was no way I could have afforded to buy a French horn at the time. So access to that instrument gave him a starting point. He eventually found his way into other areas of fine arts, including theater and choir. A few weeks ago, he was the lead role for Percy Jackson. He excelled in school. He's one of 46 National Merit finalists in South Dakota. And we actually had 2 in West Central this year. And they both participated in band. He's now graduated and plans to attend SCSU for engineering with the interest in physics, calculus, and eventually serving in our Navy's nuclear propulsion program. My oldest son, Anthony, wanted to play tuba, but because of his silence at the time, he started off with a baritone instead. We couldn't find one that was available to buy or lease. So, I mean, that problem has been around for a long time. But the band instructor over in Humboldt indicated that she thought she had one in storage, and she pulled it out, and it was a little older, a little banged up, but it worked. It gave him a chance to learn how to play an instrument, and he went on to learn trombone, piano, guitar. He served as drum major his junior and senior year, and completed his Eagle Scout requirements, and is now studying nursing at SCSU. When asked about his long-term plans, he says he wants to come back to Hartford and plant roots here. He has a lot of interest in trauma work, and he would be a great participant as a volunteer firefighter for our local department. That is return on investment. When we invest in students, we not only help them today, but we help shape the future adults that may one day become nurses, engineers, business owners, firefighters, and our neighbors. Round in the corner here, it's much more cost-effective to grow a strong community from within than to spend money later to try to recruit people to move here. Supporting our students gives us a reasonable way to stay connected to Harvard and eventually come back. Job creation. The grant, this doesn't create a job. But what it does do is it absolutely supports the workforce development. Band is education, it is leadership training, it's job skills. Students learn to show up on time, practice consistently, take feedback, work as a team, manage pressure, perform in public, and follow through on their commitments. Those are the same qualities our local employers are looking for. Many of our band students already work in local businesses while they are in school. They keep those businesses running, they serve residents, they contribute to local sales activity. More importantly, they develop the habits and character that many strong employees and strong citizens want within their communities. A healthy school program helps produce the kind of these young adults into what we all should model and be after. Environmental and sustainability standpoint, this is very responsible. We're not asking for funding for something that's disposable or short-term. Again, these instruments are around for decades. They can be repaired and used by multiple students over the life of the hardware. When talking about infrastructure as part of the criteria as well, we think of physical and social communication that was in that rubric that you guys have. Instruments are the tools that allow the music program to function. Without them, students cannot participate. With them, they can continue to build strong bands, strong performances, strong student engagement, and strong community traditions. When we think of infrastructure, we often think of the roads and utilities and buildings, but communities are also built through shared experiences, traditions, relationships, and opportunities for young people. The West Central Band is one of those building blocks for Hartford. It connects students to schools, families to events, and school districts to larger community. The funding of the plan is already underway. The total, again, need is $50,000, and we've raised about 12, and we're requesting 35 from the city of Hartford to move us to be fully funded and to allow the district and music staff to purchase the identified instruments as soon as possible. The timeline is clear. These needs are identified in fall of '25 and are projected over the 3 years. With the city's support, we can purchase these instruments sooner, place them into the hands faster, and give the band directors more flexibility as they prepare for the growing number of students entering the program. In conclusion, I just ask that at the beginning, everyone kind of raise their hand if they've been impacted by the band within the past year. The impact is clear. It really is a community item. So if you're looking for a project that has fair and equitable community impact, this is it. If you're looking for a project that improves quality of life in Hartford, this is it. If you look for a project that is feasible, sustainable, and ready to implement, this is it. If you're looking for a project that supports education, workforce development, community pride, and long-term economic growth, this is also it. And if you're looking for a project with a strong return on investment, I believe it is harder to find a better one than putting instruments in the hands of students who use them for years to come. This is more than an instrument request. It is an investment in access, opportunity, community pride, and the young people who shape Hartford for decades to come. On behalf of the West Central Music Association, I respectfully ask for your award of $35,000 to play it forward campaign so we can purchase instruments to support the kids and the future needs of our community. Thank you for your consideration.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Brad?
I think you and your boys a long time ago, you guys, Eagle Scouts, right? You guys used to knock on doors and do was it the wreaths or?
Wreaths, popcorn.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't seen that for a while. So your boys that were in it, they're all out of it now.
Well, I got one more.
No one's knocked on my door for a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, we kind of have our children neighborhood now, and
Yeah.
You're
it's
not
growing so much too, so.
We're wrong there.
All right.
Brad, I got
Thanks, Brad.
a couple of things. I think it's, I love hearing the band early in the morning in the summertime. It seems to carry all the way to my house, and, but I mean, in a good way, But, and I love all the awards that they won. It's very impressive, and I think they're known for all that. And I appreciate you coming in here, but I'm having trouble why the school won't pay for this.
It just comes down to funding, right? I mean, they're in the same boat as any other organization that is out there. So while they're, like you guys are trying to figure out to spend $100,000 on a feasible study, a worthy investment or not, they're also trying to figure that out with all their different levers that they're trying to figure out how to pull. I'm not gonna knock, not knock the school district for what they've done. But the organization has grown faster than they've been able to fund it. And I guess if you back up about 5 years ago, we probably had a season that was less than satisfactory in Mr. I's eyes. And when we really drilled down into what's the difference between what's the difference between where we're at and where we want to be, it wasn't lack of potential, it wasn't lack of drive, it wasn't lack of discipline, it just came down to funding. So that's where we formed the boosters for the fine arts. That's where the 3 trailers came from, equipment that's in on stands. But the district themselves have provided a new set of percussion, that I don't have exact numbers on me, but it's like $50,000. New uniforms, that's $100,000. So they're certainly doing what they can within their budget restraints. And so we supplement that and partner with them. And when this grant is available, because it's an economic grant, and what band does and what that produces, my 2 boys that I talked about are just 2 examples. There are many more students that exemplify the same qualities and traits as my 2 boys. And I know that's a long-winded answer to your question, but again, they're battling the same thing.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was gonna say, and really for the play it forward and how it aligned with the rubric for scoring for this grant, we felt it was a good fit.
Are you pretty familiar with the fundraising of I mean, are you pretty familiar, are you part of the budget of putting in that your, not school board budget, but the budget that you guys need for the kids?
For,
Well, you know, when you, on your request here, that.
oh, yeah, I'm very well versed in this kind
So,
of,
if you had a reduced amount, let's say you asked for 35,000, is there a point where we could reduce that into a more of a critical help the kids that really, I mean, is there a number somewhere less than 35? Because we have a number of different requests here, and, I mean, in different phases, and then it sounds like it's gonna be a negotiation of the 4 deals, because it won't fit into the 100,000. So, is there somewhere where a number where we could impact a bunch of kids or not? Or is sort of a 35,000, or we're gonna be in trouble?
it's certainly not an all or nothing deal, right? We just start getting a little more creative. So that baritone, that we need 3, but we can buy 1. So now, how can we come up with an extra one, maybe from another school district, or someone has one laying around that we can borrow? And that extra one is gonna be shared between 2 students. But what stinks is that student isn't able to bring it home, or they're alternating nights to practice with it. So, you just get creative, and that's just what we do.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, but thank you.
Thank
All right.
you for that. Thank you. I didn't realize the impact, so it's awesome hearing that. Yeah.
All right, Krista, we'll let you have your,
My moment.
do you want to hand your stuff
Can I
out?
do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
We,
Teresa, I have to use a restroom.
you guys obviously got the one that's in your email.
We can keep the meeting going, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm Krista, I'm from CLC Daycare, obviously. I'm here for Kelsey. She had to coach her daughter's softball tonight. So she said, can you go stand in? I said, sure. I am the infant toddler manager at CLC. I just became that January 1st. But we just kind of made a shortened version of what you guys have in your email.
Thank you.
Just, shortened points of, I don't know if you guys want to look at that, sorry. We have enough for everybody. If you want to look at that too? Yeah, and I have, okay. So, let me, like I said, I'm nervous, sorry, I've never done this before.
You're doing fine.
You'll do fine.
Okay, so like I said, this is our shortened version of our outline of our request for funding. We're, I guess, looking around 35 to 40, or whatever you guys feel graciously to support us with. Like, we would take anything at this point just to kind of help us get started, since we are a nonprofit at the church. We don't have a lot. Otherwise, we're gonna have to, raise tuition, do what we can to try and fix things ourselves. We are, first off, our playground. That is the very first one. If anything, we would love to make new or better for our kids. It's the first playground visible when entering from Hartford on Highway 38 and Main Street. Coming down Main Street, that's, the big one. You look to your right and, oh, there's a playground, but it could look run down, It's obviously used daily by the children in our care, and frequently by families throughout the community, because from 6 to 6, it's daycare's property, so to say, and then after 6 p.m., anybody can use it. So we want to make sure it's safe for everybody. And then, it's a community resource for everybody. And so we would love to make it safer. And accessibility improvements, obviously, for everybody. And with that, we have some unsafe worn ground surface. We want to reduce injuries. We have toddlers that play on the side with the concrete. If they fall, they're going to get hurt. We did have an incident, obviously, the other day. A toddler fell just this far and got a bump on the back of their head. We can't always just get there so fast. So we would love to get rid of that. I would love to get rid of that concrete. I am a toddler teacher. I don't like it. I think it's very unsafe. We do have holes and uneven areas over on the preschool side They have actually dug down in the dirt far enough that they found a pole, they found
pipe.
piping underneath.
That's awesome.
Our teachers try to keep them not digging, but you know, they want to play in the dirt. It's sensory. You know, they love to get dirty, and who cares? Let them get dirty, you know? And obviously, we have some outdoor toys that are aging, our play structures, the play structure on the toddler side. We see they're secure, but the bolts are starting to come out a little bit. We want to make sure it's not going to fall down one day, and there's kids up there, you know, we don't think it's very safe, you know, 3, 4, 5 kids up there at one time. You know, I want to make sure that it's safe for all of our children, because 1 and 2-year-olds play on that side. And then we want to, you know, appropriate play environment supports children of all ages and abilities. You know, if you have a child who's disabled or can't climb up the slide, or we want to make lower playground area. And then we would love a shed. So like our outdoor toys in the wintertime, and it would the shed would be just for the daycare. You know, our play toys, our little ride-on toys, you know, anything that we don't want to get worn in the wintertime, we could put in that shed. Or our water tables for summertime, our pools that we use in the summertime. And if we had a different playground, maybe we could put our pools over in our playground area instead of on our concrete right outside our door, you know? And then this says, this, you know, more safe and reliable for everybody. Second, our gym and kitchen facilities. Upgrading our gym floor. You know, if nothing else, just a good waxing, and maybe in the future, you know, totally redo it. It's old. And you know, and we would love to replace the kitchen appliances. That wouldn't benefit the daycare, but also the church. And you know, the church rents the space out, the gym out. You know, there's pickleball, basketball, family gatherings. It's shared. So we would love to make it look better for everyone when people are using the floor.
Is it still like that? I did basketball practice there probably 20 years ago. Is it still that blue? Is it like a blue floor in there, or what? Or
No.
it's tile?
It's tile.
Oh, it's tile,
But we
that's
have
right.
carpeted walls.
Yeah, man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, we have to make sure, you know, there's scuff marks, and obviously, but, you know, we have to make sure we scrub it good when we're mopping, but if we had maybe different floors, maybe we wouldn't have to scrub so hard, you know, because they are so old. So that would be, it would help everybody. And then lastly, our workforce and capacity. With your support, we can strengthen Hartford's workforce by improving wages, supporting staff retention, creating additional childcare positions. It would impact local employers and families. Currently, we have 9 families on our wait list, simply because we don't have the staff. Because, you know, we want to get more people in to Hartford. So, you know, this investment would support the children, the families, entire Hartford, for everybody, the whole community, in years to come. So, with that, let's see. Oh, and on there, where it talks about the Build Dakota.
Yeah.
It's on one of our.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a sponsorship through STC. We sponsor a college student, and it helps them pay for schooling. And then afterwards, they have to work for us in our daycare for 3 years.
Okay.
So that keeps staffing.
It's the same stuff, the
Trades, they do it in the trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, and with with the kitchen, we would love to get a new sanitizer. It's old and, you know, doesn't do all the things we need. We would love another stove, or we only have 1 stove right now, and our cook, it takes her a long time to cook all the meals that she does for us, because, you know, she
Wait,
only
there's
has.
2
Or
stoves?
she has 2, yes, there is.
I was like, was one of them broken?
Sorry, I was like, wait a second. But they would love another one, you know, and then we definitely need new freezers. Ours are old and they're full all the time.
Need a
and
walk-in freezer.
that would be amazing, but I don't know where we would put that. So, yeah, I don't know, if you guys have any questions or.
What's your,
anything.
I should know this. How many kids do you have there right now?
Oh, jeez, I don't even know that.
It's like 72 or something, around 70.
Well, we have 11 in the baby room now. 10, 20, 30, 46, 57, yeah, there's roughly 75-ish yeah, in there right now. And like
And
I
you
said,
got
we have
9 families on the wait
waiting
list.
Yeah.
One of my workers just got, him and his wife are having a baby at the end of the year, and I know they live in Sioux Falls, but he works in Hartford, he's got a place.
Are they on our waiting list?
No, he's in.
Oh. Okay, what family is
What's his, Long, was the last name, Long?
that? Okay, maybe they just
I have some
started.
questions for you too, Brad, but number of staff, how many, so you talk about the economic impact and
Yes.
the community impact there. So, there are good skills that are built
Yes.
because they're able to hire young adults.
Yeah, we hire,
Both boys and girls.
Yep, we do have
So
a few
currently,
more.
how many staff are there, both full and part-time?
Full and part-time?
Yeah,
Roughly 30 of us.
that's what I was thinking. So
Yeah,
one of the
that's
bigger
roughly 30.
employers.
And some of our high schoolers are leaving.
Yeah.
We actually had two high schoolers leave already, and some of our college students, we have a couple going to school, so they're only gonna maybe work 1 day a week, if that. So, we're gonna have to hire new staff coming up also, because those staff we have a staff moving back to Brookings, we have another staff going to, two of them actually moving to Brookings to go to school, and one just moving back home. So we're gonna have to hire more staff, because we're not gonna be able to, so.
If there's 75 kids, let's just use that number. Do you know how many families that impacts? Those 75 kids, are they coming from 30 families or from 50 families?
Some of them, a lot of them do have siblings. I'd say roughly half
Or
of
maybe
the, like maybe
25 to 30 families?
Yeah, probably, I'd say 30 families,
Okay,
roughly.
all right.
And obviously all the ages, obviously babies don't really go out right now, but we, all the kids from 1 to school age, we all play on that playground, and, also, so even if we could get, like the school agers get so bored, there's not really stuff for them to do outside.
Right. The daycare budget's around 600,000 with about 250,000 of that being payroll, if I remember right. So
Okay.
that's kind of an economic impact, good number for community
Yeah.
impact,
Yeah.
So, yeah, full disclosure, I'm on the daycare board.
Yes.
So Kelsey reached out to me and I'm like,
I do know.
I've got to defer, I can't point
That's
you in
what
the
she
right
said. She
direction
said,
here or the wrong direction,
Yep.
but give it your best shot.
Yep, and
is
so
what I
she
said,
sent
so.
me. I
Nice.
don't know if that's your best shot or not, but.
I think she did a good job of laying out on the various points, I think. For
Yeah.
me, it would be helpful maybe to clarify, because that's a lot. And so when you think
Right.
about earmarking money for something in particular.
We would love the playground. If nothing
your
else,
top
we would love
priority.
to update and make that playground better.
And I
If-
appreciate that.
If nothing else.
I appreciate that because I live just down the road on 6th Street, and on Saturday mornings during the summer, I'll take the kids down there and walk down there and go play for 10, 15 minutes. That's really awesome that you guys have opened that up to the public.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, I
it's a
think
hidden
awesome.
gem, so I don't want everyone out in the YouTube.
Yeah, don't
world
tell
tonight.
everybody, right?
It's a hidden gem. It is.
But if it's safer, then maybe more would go play at night in the summertime or on the weekends, because if you go out there and look at it, you're like, I don't want my kid to play, they're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I have 3 kids, so I don't care anymore. It's like, whatever.
I understand. I have a 19 and a 16-year-old, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Playground's about, 15 years old. The only reason why I
Yeah.
know that is because, Anthony was high when you guys built it, because that was basic, right? That
Yes.
not done.
I don't know, I've only worked for the daycare for a year.
Say 20 years.
20, it's been 20, I think it's been
He
20.
passed away right after I was deployed.
I think I bought the house of the owners of that. Maybe not.
They were on the, no,
Okay, no, that's different.
at any rate.
Yeah, so,
Thank
Is
you.
there a way, we can take the funds, let's say, a smaller amount,
Yeah.
and then direct it specifically for one thing, or is it,
Yes.
is not that called as economic thing?
We can do whatever we want.
It's the city's money, we can structure it.
yeah,
Just to the point, though, we do have a brand-new playground that we built in the park. I know it's a little
Yes.
way, but
but our toddlers can't walk there in the summer, because they're 1 and 2. And they're like, one's here, and if we only have 1 to 5 kids, it's very hard to get 5 kids.
That's a long walk.
That's a long walk for their
Christ
little
Lutheran,
legs.
yeah, it doesn't have a van they can load them in?
No, we don't have vans or,
And
I
they're,
mean, we
they're
have
not
one.
gonna, they don't make them walk that far?
We have one stroller, but it's a 6-seater, so only one class could go at a time. All 4 of our toddler rooms right now can go outside and play. So like I said, we can't, that's a long walk for our little kids. Like the preschool and school age, they walk to the park, but unfortunately our toddlers don't.
I was tough in the band, so I wanted to be tough with the little kids.
No, that's totally fine. You can go right ahead and be tough.
It's kind of nice having a mean guy on here. Hey.
I'm done.
You know what, I would be the same person. I really would. You know, I'm kind of the tough one at the daycare. Kelsey's more a nice director, and I'm
Oh,
going.
you're the operations person, you're the hammer.
If I have to be, I totally will, yes.
Well,
So,
this is good. This is the kind of information, Brad, Christie, this is really, I think, what we wanted from, to see, because really, we're gonna have to lay these all out and just see how do we pencil this thing, really? I mean,
and like I said, and like I said, if we have to do one thing, we would love the playground to be
Yeah.
fixed. And
yeah,
any amount, if you guys are willing to help us, that would be amazing. We would be grateful for anything at this
all
point.
right.
So,
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
thank you.
So,
Kind of in that same vein, Brad, like how many kids are in band? Maybe you said it and I didn't write it down.
you said 100 in the high school band, right?
High school, middle school, I'm
Was that
less
80?
familiar with, but they're bigger than previous years, so I'm gonna guess maybe close to 50 per grade. 8th might be a little less than 7th, and 7th might be a little less than 6th. But we had 80 express interest in doing band
Right.
last fall, so the interest is certainly there.
Okay. And then how many families does that impact roughly, if you were to guess?
I'm gonna say 100.
100 families?
That's like
Yeah.
best educated
Yeah.
guess,
No.
give
Yeah.
or take.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right?
And then dollars spent on, and, you know, you mentioned the trailers and things of that nature. Any idea what that equates to financially?
We have an operating budget usually between $40,000 and $50,000 as an organization.
As your organization?
Yep.
And then, okay, those other expenses have been paid for by the school district, as you mentioned.
Did you fundraise all those
You threw the
trailers?
100,000 out for the uniforms and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They fundraised all the trailers, I
Got it.
think.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But like the uniforms, the school paid,
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
The school has done like the percussion and most of the instruments over the years.
Yeah.
I would say we really didn't really start getting traction until like
Right.
5 years ago.
Play It
So-
Forward's 5 years old?
What's that?
Play It Forward is 5 years old?
No, that was
That's
fall
just-
of '25.
fall of
where we
25.
organized that
Okay.
as a separate initiative outside of our district.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes,
I apologize if I,
No, that's all, that's all
Overlooked
good.
some of those details.
all right. The other one we got previous was from Dr. Knight from the West Central School. You guys should have that from one of the previous packets, so when you're doing your rating, make sure you do that one also. The fourth one that also came in is from from Sumetro Growth regarding their desire to put together, I'll call it a liaison package for the Hartford area development, SMGA, and with the city to a certain extent. And I would venture that if we needed some of the people from SMGA to come and answer any questions, they would sure do that.
I did let them know it was on the agenda tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a pretty good idea of
What they're
Yeah,
at.
I think it's pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory,
Yeah.
their proposal.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that with Amy's position going away and her taking a new job, I think the HADF reached out to SMGA to see if that liaison, or not even liaison, if they could act as an economic development, an EDO, I think is
Yeah.
what they commonly refer to themselves as.
Right.
And then with the SMGA being, affiliated with the city, we hold the membership per se with them.
So yeah, I guess, maybe I'll let you finish, because maybe I'll look in the packet, but
So they had reached out and asked if the SMGA could could directly represent them.
HADF, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
And so this proposal, I don't know obviously SMGA thought there should be some connection with the city.
Right.
And with this.
How do they plan on doing that?
I think that's what Tyler could come and talk
I
about.
think that's
but
probably TBD. I don't know.
I think, we've talked a lot about how do we get things going again, and it seems like this might be a good triangular relationship to do that.
Yeah.
Well, they've got pretty much the one development going right now to where we were, I mean, I guess I don't know how much city input they would need. You know what I mean? Because they got the one development, the roads are already in, just kind of thinking that.
Need to fill it up, and it'd be nice to have discussion around what goes in there, and they have other property yet to.
Yep. So, yeah, I'd also say that one, by all means, make sure you score that also. If we could get those scored and get all that information back to Teresa, we at least have some sort of a initial spreadsheet, if you will, to look at.
I'll, like I said, I'll send the Word format of all 4 proposals to you guys. And then if you need printed copies, just stop by City Hall. I'll make a few printed copies too, and then stop by City Hall.
So for next meeting, I guess in my mind, that's probably where we're gonna have a more of a robust public discussion.
So,
We don't have to make decisions next meeting.
Right.
Because there's gonna be, like, I look at this and I'm like, hearing the 4 that have been presented to us, or at least 3 in person, you 2, then Eric was here, or Dr. Knight, and, this is not gonna be an easy,
No.
there's,
Right.
there's a lot of things at play, so like, I don't wanna be pushed to make a decision of like, here's a dollar amount for everything we're gonna do next meeting, but I would love to have a robust discussion, and then come with a decision after that.
Like that first meeting.
Following meeting?
Be ready
Yeah.
that first meeting in June to
Yeah.
probably start divvying up money.
Correct.
If we want to call it that.
Correct.
I would agree.
I think it will be helpful, that's why we have the score sheet too,
Yeah.
to see what those
Yep.
cumulative scores
Yeah.
look like.
And we really appreciate you guys coming, because this is kind of new for us too, to, throw this out and just say, hey, what are we gonna get? Because we really did not know what kind of response we
It
were
was
gonna
a
get.
seat of the pants motion. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
it was kind of one of those, hey, we got some money, what should we do? And so we thought we'd try this.
It's a great opportunity, and I think, if you have the chance to do it again next year, you'll get more ideas and more momentum with the 2.
Yeah, I would venture, yeah, you're right, Brad. If people see that we do this and that there's money there.
Well, and I think we've got to be clear, though, this isn't like meant to fund something
Right.
over time. This is,
Right, yeah.
It's a grant, it's a
project.
one-time.
This has got to be a one-shot,
Yeah.
we're gonna give you your best shot at us, and then,
Yeah.
but, yeah, like I told the council earlier, I printed them all off and laid them out on my counter and read them all this afternoon, and it's really interesting when you can read one and read them back to back and think, oh, well, that makes sense, and I'd go back to this one and say, oh, they said this what, so, yeah. I think it'll be good when these guys get a chance to look at that, so.
At least you had all day, I had an hour.
Nice work.
Thanks, I tried.
All right, I think that's good. Any other comments, any other questions? I don't know that we got anything for, do we need to go into exec, do you think?
Economic development.
We'll go into exec for economic development, just for a quick minute.
Motion to go into executive session for economic development.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Krista.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
You too.
I feel like I remember,
A crisis activity.
But I want you to know, we were all like, oh no, he'll be here.
And Travis was saying, come on, Keith, stay away, we're gonna call this baby off.
I did want to drink margaritas.
And then put you 2.5 hours behind.
All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You want to hit that button, please?
Thanks, you guys.
By all means, get the button.